And I'm back with more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Last time we talked to Officer Meekins, Chief of Police Gant, and Jake Marshall. And we have access to the evidence room. So let's go on in. Huh. It's quiet. Investigation must be over. So this is the evidence room? It's really kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Whoa! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts, pal. So is it true what I heard? Yeah, it's true. So Chief of Police can't. We loan anyone $50? Even me? So that's what you were talking about? Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day? But guess what? You got permission, so now you're boss for the day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you might want to have this. Floor plans. Well, that's a parking lot. Not a lot there, it's just 4 different spots. Okay. So Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for a day? That's right! It's an honor. After all, murder took place right here, right in this police department. But if you're the boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though! I'm gonna take control and put those cases to rest. My own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here? Of course I do. I'm a detective, after all. They gave me a locker just in case, only I can open, pal. Only you can open? This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker's fixed so only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can get lost. Why, I'm on the 3rd card already. Sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Oh, you mean your fingerprints? Exactly. The lock is coated with fingerprints. So the only locker we can open is our own? Yeah. Funny. They look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles. The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor. The wrong person touches it, get a shock? Well, if that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. Or even some people in the forest don't know about the fingerprint locks. I'll always believe in him, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee? I'm trying to figure out who's responsible. I see. I guess that's what you'd call fate, huh? Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. Yeah, that case. SL9, of course. That was the beginning of the end for him. Maybe we can get him to tell us more. The Detective Goodman's note and that knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised about anyone. Because of the connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time in the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. Why would evidence from that case turn up now? Well, I guess that's not over. Maybe there's something loose ends they needed to tie up or something. Well, that was a bloody, violent case. A murder? A serial killing? A serial killing? I don't want to get involved in this. The killer made a mistake, and he built his case around it to nab him. That was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight. Started the rumor mill about forged evidence. It was supposed to be all cleaned up in that transfer roll, but it was the last job he ever did. Goodman, that is. What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL case, too. So that knife. The victim took that knife out of evidence? Weird. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID record of the people who came that day. Now, I heard the rumors. So Goodman came here at the time of the murder. Whoa! That's a second number. It's not your ID number, is it? Mr. Edgeworth! The second number on the list is Edgeworth! What? Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Oh, crap. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. Might be evidence. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, making me out to be some kind of slob. I ain't responsible for evidence here. I said, but that locker was open recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out, that evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times I've had to breathe down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like he leaves evidence hanging out a lot, too. Maybe he doesn't tuck in his shirt under the trench coat, either. And if you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. It's blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright! What if there were other bloodstains? We should use this testing fluid. Someone must have broken something pretty big. Detective Gumshoe? There you go, making me out some kind of hooligan. Well, that's apparently from the case. SL9. See that sticker on one of the pieces? I wonder what shape these were in. You want to try putting it back together? Ah, good luck, pal. That ain't no job for amateurs. Spent a good 3 hours on it before I gave up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom, so let's put the rest of it. Oh. Alright. Okay. So we put that back together. Alright. Huh? Well, I think we did it. Some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far in 2 minutes. Problem is finishing it. Were some of the pieces stolen? Bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. Kind of understand how it got broken. Look, this one's open. The locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. His locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. Must have taken the contents somewhere. Someone left a glove in here, but only one. Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. What's a saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art's been waged a war of oppression. Wait, I noticed there's blue and yellow paint here. The birthplace of the Badger? Well, you might say it's my studio. In the evidence room? That's weird. Okay. I wonder if I'm missing something. Because I've done a lot of the searching around. Let me just make sure here. So day 3. Broken pieces, rubber glove, bloody handprint, open locker. There's 2 things that bother me. Why are there some pieces missing? Doesn't that seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke. Okay, I'm trying to figure. go. Got it. Sweet. Whoa. Uh-oh. That's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood. Must have been one massive pile. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue. Maybe it was actually an alien. This proves something really happened. I'll make a note of it. Hey! If you don't want my opinion, you shouldn't ask. I knew it. It's someone's right hand print. What? What's the matter, detective? That's my locker! It's yours? You have to help me! When they come take me away! Promise I testify I wouldn't hurt a fly! You'd do that for me, wouldn't you? I'm counting on you guys! Huh? Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot. This might be something significant. Hey! That's pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? I'd like to get some too. I just borrowed $50 from the chief. Where do you get this? Always buy a mail order. I better jot this down. Hey, pal. Weren't there someplace you needed to go? It's just in time for Edgeworth's committee. I'll give them a report. Might help, you know. A report? You mean the note? The one that says no problems? Hey! It's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he could use a report like this. I believe in him. Who's got enemies when you've got friends like Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. What the? Ah, guests, my apologies. It's you! Have we met somewhere before? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave, so long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing at the window. Oh, right. He is at Hotel Brigham Tea? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe is looking for you. Yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Was it helpful? Apparently a new French restaurant's open near here. I think he was just trying to console me somehow. The real info's on the other side. Poor Edgeworth. This is taking a toll on him. So how'd the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communication breakdown during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes. Apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I just heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay with a trial? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes, any further investigations will be done by Chief Gant. I could do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, Never seen him this out of sorts. I know you. Probably got a hold of some information already. And all has the thing and the case you're working on. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You're the man who revived the worst memory of my life. And I figured I'd be telling you this sooner or later. Okay. Why don't you tell me about it? The SL9 incident is a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was Deputy Chief of Police at the time, Damon Gant. The wacky old coot was involved in the case? He was a top officer, and it was my first time working under him. I was nervous. You get nervous too? What I want to know is why a Deputy Chief of Police was on the investigation. In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our verdict, and the killer was executed. You didn't. Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it. Ah, crap. Wait, what? Ah, missed one. I was looking at the same spot. Okay. Ah! Sweet. Oh, right. You better check this now. As I was saying, what's this? A record of ID card usage. You went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident, no less. That's true. Why? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief's never one to explain himself. In any case, on that day of the stabbings, I brought this here. I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with it. By the way, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science? Yes! Just today we were using this. Testing fluid, huh? Well, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I have no say in today's investigation, so do what you will. There's no need to thank me. Just take your powder. There's fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thank you. How about giving those to Gumshoe as well? Well, let's get going. One last investigation. I do seem to remember a suspicious handprint. Alright. Yeah, you were doing things. We're making progress. There should be one more video until the end, and we'll get back to trial. So, let's save here. And call it another day. Yeah, we're making progress. Gotta